Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be going over my weekly forecast for September 8th through September 14th. So I know it is, not September 8th right now, it's Tuesday right now, so this is a little delayed, just like everything on my channel is. Not a really good upload schedule. I wanted to put out a winter forecast yesterday, so I did delay the weekly forecast. Last week I couldn't do it because of Dorian. But we're going to start getting back into weekly forecast according to plan, according to my schedule. Let's hope it stays. But right now, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So on the bottom left, you can see here are the temperatures. Right here, you can see there's your key, and then the map, of course, is where your temperatures are. So we're going to go ahead and start with the video. So right now, you can see I'm going to go ahead and start with the red. So the red is our way above average temperatures. This is where I do expect a lot of heat to come in. It'll be very hot here. Now, if we're anywhere across these yellows to the oranges to the reds, we are seeing a heat wave across here this week. So do expect really hot conditions if you're in any of these areas. So definitely do be ready for a heat wave. It's going to be pretty bad. Just do all the stuff that you need to do when you're in a heat wave. Stay indoors a little bit more. Stay hydrated, all the stuff that you have to do. But in that red is where the worst of it will be. So maybe southern Illinois, southern Indiana, central and western Kentucky, into most of central and eastern, even parts, central, western, and parts of eastern Tennessee, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northeastern Arkansas, and pretty much southeastern parts of Missouri. So this is just where we'll see the worst of the heat once again, and it will not be good here. Really, really hot temperatures, so be ready for that. As we do move into your orange, this is where we do have above average temperatures. So this will be considerably above average, but it won't be like too much above average. But in some of these areas, right now our average high is could be around 85, and we could be at 90. So that's kind of what we're scaling this off of. So it could be around 5 above average or more in some areas. There are some areas that'll be 20 degrees above average, and some of these shaded yellow, oranges, and red areas. But here is going to be across most of North Carolina, South Carolina, central and northern Georgia, most of Mississippi, most of Alabama, northern Louisiana, western and southern Arkansas, into eastern Oklahoma, eastern Kansas, also into western and northern Missouri, into central Illinois, most of Indiana, also into central and southern Ohio, into West Virginia, into eastern Kentucky, into most of Virginia. So this is kind of where we will definitely see the heat here, and it should be, you'll definitely be able to tell there's a heat wave in place. So it will be pretty bad here too. As we move into your yellow, that's where I do expect slightly above average temperatures. So here is where we are just expecting them to be slightly above average. But if you live in Florida and let's say your average high right now is 92, you could be at 94. So, you're still going to be really hot in some of these areas. So examples of this would be the coast, very, very far coast of North Carolina, the coast of South Carolina, southern Georgia, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, into Florida, also into central and southern Louisiana, most of Texas, western Oklahoma, into New Mexico, southeastern Colorado, central and western Kansas, central and eastern Nebraska, also into pretty much central and northern Iowa, into southern Wisconsin, also southern and parts of central Michigan. Also has to move to northern Illinois, northern Indiana, northern Ohio, into Pennsylvania, southern New York, New Jersey, also into Delaware, Maryland, around your D.C. area, northern Virginia, northern West Virginia. Here's where we are expecting that. So you will definitely feel the heat in a lot of these areas. Maybe not as terrible above average as that red, but if you're anywhere around here, south, around here, you always usually do see hot temperatures anyways. So let's just say pretty much south of this line, you're going to see your hot temperatures anyways, like always. So you could just be a little bit above average, that really hot temperatures. But here's a different story. Let's say your average high is 70, or maybe even 72. That would be like a 75 or 80. I know, up to 80, but we are expecting it to be around that 75 area. Now, this definitely could change, but if you're anywhere in these yellow, orange, or red areas, just expect above average wherever you are in these areas. we definitely will be feeling the heat wave here. So if you're anywhere in those yellow, reds, and oranges, you're just going to feel the heat, and that's pretty much all I do have to say about it. As we do move into your white, that's where we'll have normal conditions. That's going to be across Massachusetts, Connecticut, into Rhode Island, Vermont, central and southern New Hampshire, most of New York, northern Michigan, also central and northern Wisconsin, southern Minnesota, southeastern South Dakota, pretty much western Nebraska, central Colorado, most of Arizona, also northwestern New Mexico, also very southern California. Here's just where it'll be pretty normal, nothing out of the ordinary. So if you're, let's say you're cooler in some of these areas, you'll just remain the average. And if you're warmer in some of these areas, you'll still be warmer, just be in hot conditions. As we do move into your light blue, that's where to expect slightly below average temperatures. This is going to be across Maine and northern New Hampshire, also northeastern Vermont, also into California, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, into South Dakota, central and northern Minnesota, also into southern North Dakota, also southern and western parts of Minnesota, also into Idaho, Oregon, Washington. Here's just where we'll be below average. It won't be way below average, but it'll definitely feel good here. So pretty much all I got to say about these areas is it'll feel like fall, and you'll be a little bit less than usual, so it'll feel really nice here. Unlike where you are in the heat wave, this is kind of a cool down. So that's kind of what we're seeing, especially the west where you are in that. That's kind of your cool down. Maine, you're just kind of in a cooler conditions like usual. You're starting to ease into that fall a little bit. So these, the very northern states of the Northeast are kind of starting to ease into fall a little bit, but not too much. But pretty much if you're anywhere across the very western states and also the upper Midwest, we're kind of starting to see a little bit more of those fall conditions starting to move north and east. Those will start moving hopefully soon. We will definitely have to see throughout the next few weeks. But as we do move into that blue, your medium blue, that's going to be across around your north Minnesota area. That'd be your northeastern and north central parts of Minnesota. Also into northern and central North Dakota. Also very, very far parts of northwestern Minnesota. So, northwestern. Oh gosh, sorry, earlier when I said that, I meant Montana. I do apologize. Over here I meant Montana, not Minnesota, on that slightly below average. But in the blue, that's going to be moving into far northwestern parts of Minnesota, and then north central and northeastern Montana. So I might have been off a little bit with that because they both start with M's, a little confused. But across this medium blue area, just expect those below average temperatures. You will definitely be able to tell just those fall conditions. This is where we're seeing the most of the fall conditions starting to move in. That's kind of just where we're going to be seeing that. As we do get throughout the next few weeks, we will maybe see some first snows coming through some of these areas very, very soon. So we're going to be watching out for that in the next few weeks. We could start seeing some snow across the U.S., very, very northern parts in the very mountainous regions across the west, possibly. That's kind of what we're thinking. We're going to go ahead and move into your precipitation. So the precipitation is all over the place this week, and I will explain every single part of this. So we're going to start with the orange. That's where to expect below average precipitation. So here is pretty much where, you're definitely going to be able to tell. And if you're in California where you are in that orange, that's really just how you are all the time. You're just not going to see any rain. That's pretty much all it is. Maybe a sprinkle, but, you're really not going to see anything. Maybe an afternoon shower, but probably not. So that's going to be in your orange. That would be across most of California. That'd be, pretty much most of California. Also into coastal Louisiana, coastal Mississippi, coastal Alabama, the panhandle of Florida along the coast. That's kind of what we're seeing. Also, as we do move across parts of your northeastern parts of coastal Texas around your Galveston area. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. And if we were to move into, we're not going to move into yellow yet. But in that orange, just, don't expect any rain most likely. Maybe a sprinkle or a shower, especially along the Gulf Coast. Maybe a little bit there, but don't expect anything too much in the way of precipitation in those orange regions. As we do move into your yellow, that's where I expect slightly below average precipitation. This is going to be across parts of Arizona into Utah, Nevada, very northern parts of California, southern Oregon, southern Idaho. Also moving into most of eastern Texas, central and northern Louisiana, eastern Arkansas, also into North Carolina, Tennessee, most of Mississippi, most of Alabama, into Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, central and eastern Pennsylvania, also into New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Massachusetts, Connecticut, southeastern New York, also into coastal Maine, parts of southern New Hampshire, southern Vermont, Rhode Island. This is where we are definitely going to be seeing slightly below average conditions when it comes to precipitation. We will definitely probably see some rain in some of these areas, especially if you're around here. I was looking, if you're anywhere around here, do expect some rain to come in. And also across a lot of these areas, we definitely could be seeing some of the rain coming in. But really, if you're anywhere in this yellow, you are going to get some rain, but you still are going to be below average from what you usually do see. Because around this time of the year, we start to see a little bit more in the way of precipitation moving down, but we're really not seeing that yet. There's still some really dry conditions. Unseasonably, I can't say that. Unseasonably, there we go. Hot conditions and dry conditions for now, but that will definitely change as we get throughout the next few weeks. As you can see from the north, they're starting to move down. But here, you will definitely see some precipitation, but don't expect too much. You still be a little bit below average. As we do move into your light green, that's where to expect slightly above average precipitation. That's going to be across central parts of Montana, also into parts of Wyoming, also central and southern Nebraska, southern parts of Iowa, northern parts of Missouri, also in northern Illinois, Illinois. Yeah, I think it's Illinois or Illinois. Illinois. Also northern Indiana, also into most of Michigan, and also in parts of northeastern parts of coastal Florida, around your Jacksonville area. We could definitely see these slightly above average precipitation areas. This is where we definitely will be seeing, we will definitely be seeing a good amount of rain, but it won't be like overbearing a lot of it. So just expect above average, but not too much. In these areas across the north, we'll just be seeing some severe weather moving in, definitely some showers throughout the day. And also, as we move into parts of Jacksonville, we do have a little bit of a tropical disturbance that is off the coast of, that right now is around your Bahamas, area, a little bit east of that, I mean. So we could get a little bit of rain from that in any part of Florida, but right now it's looking like you're the most likely there. But just be slightly above average precipitation there just because of that reason. But other than that, we're not really expecting anything in the way of precipitation, but you could pick up, maybe a 1 to 2 inches, somewhere around there. Maximum would be around 2 to 2.5 inches across there. As we do move into your medium green, that's going to be above average precipitation. That's going to be across western Washington, also into eastern Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, northern Nebraska, northern Iowa, also into eastern Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, also into parts of very parts of northern, not like the main part of Michigan, but like the northern part of Michigan. Also, as you move into northern Minnesota, western Minnesota, here we'll just be seeing that above average. We could definitely be seeing some severe weather and some showers coming in. Some weather coming from Canada, of course. This is kind of just where we'll be seeing, we'll definitely will be seeing rain. You'll be able to you'll be able to know what's there, and it'll definitely be in the way of your plans. But I'm not expecting too much flooding in these areas. We definitely will see some flooding and definitely a lot of severe weather in here throughout this week. That's kind of what we're looking at. We're starting to ease into fall. Usually when you get between summer and fall and then winter and spring, I'm pretty sure it is, or maybe spring and summer, something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, winter and spring. This is kind of where you just do have those really wet periods, and that will be, once again, throughout your October, I am expecting very wet conditions across the whole U.S., especially the eastern and northern, like eastern and north central and northeastern United States. That's kind of what I'm expecting, southeast the same way. So really your October is our biggest rainmaker month for your fall. But right now, that's kind of what we're looking at. You could see some flooding, but we're mainly seeing showers and thunderstorms from your afternoon heating. We're just seeing quite a bit of severe weather. We have a lot of ingredients that are coming together for you to get that. As we do move into your darkest green, that's going to be way above average precipitation. That's going to be across parts of central, eastern, southeastern Minnesota, also in western Wisconsin. So this is where I am expecting some flooding to occur, and this is where we will definitely be seeing those we'll be seeing a lot of that severe weather, a lot of showers, and I am expecting us to get some flooding here. But it could be pretty bad here. A lot of rain could be dropping. It will definitely interrupt your plans quite a bit. But really, if you're anywhere across a lot of these medium greens or darker greens, do expect some flooding. And that's kind of what we're seeing. Also, in your medium green over here, I did forget to cover it across western Washington. It's just western Washington. You always get a lot of rain there. So, just expect what you usually have, just a little bit more, but, pretty much what you just usually have across there. But if you're anywhere in these greens anywhere in these greens, just expect above average. It could interrupt your plans a little bit when you're in those lightest greens, but once you get into the medium green, it's affecting your plans a little bit more, quite a bit. And as you move into that darkest green, it should interfere with your plans quite a bit, a lot. So that's kind of what we're expecting. But really, if you're anywhere across this area, you definitely do need to be watching your weather forecast, because we definitely could be seeing quite a bit of severe weather moving in. So you also have severe weather to worry about. You just have a lot to worry about if you're anywhere across where I did just circle. Okay, guys, I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, consider subscribing and leaving a like down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.